suspended DCP Abba Kyari'S policemen tricked me, failed to arrest suspected fraudster, Nigerian businessman lamented. Omojiade, a Nigerian businessman, has narrated how policemen attached to the Inspector General of Police Intelligence Response Team (IRT) under the then Deputy Commissioner of Police Abba Kyari connived with fraudsters who swindled him of over 50 million. Edokpa, who owns BDG Real Estate Company, fully operational in the United Arab Emirates (UAE), said in 2017 that he was indeed in need of money to complete an ongoing project in Dubai. He said he had reached out to Hilton Inearu, a real estate agent in Nigeria, to discuss problem sales of his house in Lagos State to raise money for his project in Dubai. He added that unknown to him, Inearu and others had a dubious motive of taking over his properties. In his account sent to Sahara reporters, Edokpa said, "I am from Ewu Eshan Central in Edo State. I own a real estate company by name BDG Real Estate, which was fully registered with operational office in Business Bay, Dubai, United Arab Emirates. I had an ongoing project which I needed to complete in Dubai in 2017, flip over money, and at some point I needed extra cash. In October 2017, I approached Hilton Inearu, whom I knew as a real estate agent and freelancer in Lagos, to discuss the possible sales of my house in Lagos to raise funds. Hilton Inearu introduced me to his friend and partner Joshua Maduka, who was also into the business of car sales, with him at CMD Complex CMD Road beside DSS Shangisha Magodo. They were all friends living together. Hilton Inearu and Joshua Maduka had a meeting and said they would rather give me a loan of 5 million to support my deal estate business, but they gave me a condition that I pay back 3 million interest within 3 months, which is 8 million. I would also use my house document as a collateral, 2 units of 2-bedroom flat in Ayo Ade Koya Close, Shangisha Magodo, worth over 40 million. Even though the reason weren't clear, I trusted him, so I agreed because I could get funds within same time from my business and pay back. I came back to Nigeria for that purpose. They came up with an agreement drafted by Maduka's lawyer on 14th November 2017. Barely 2 weeks after the agreement was signed, Hilton and Joshua and Mr. Johnson came to me with the proposal to buy the house, which was used as a collateral. At first, I was not comfortable with the idea, but Hilton and Johnson convinced me that Joshua could pay for the property using initial 8 million loan and interest as per payment. Hilton and Mr. Johnson insisted that Joshua must buy for 28 million. Hilton Inearu insisted I sign an authorization for him to sell at 28 million. Joshua brought an agreement that he would pay 10 million and make a balance payment of 10 million on January 1st, 2018. I was already back to Dubai, and since I needed money, I obliged. To my greatest surprise, Joshua paid the money to Hilton, his friend bank account. I was taken aback when Hilton Inearu said he had the authority to sell my house as my agent. Hilton Inearu sent me 7 million as against what was agreed. These 3 friends acted as a buyer, an agent, and witness against me, my house, not knowing they deceived me and put my house up for another buyer, claiming they have the right to sell while I was in Dubai. Edokpa said amid his order, IRT official asked him to pay 450,000 to secure the arrest of Hilton and Maduka. He, however, said the official failed to arrest the Hilton and Maduka he made through his threats in October 2019. Joshua and Maduka came to my house with some violent IRT police officers from Abba Kyari'S office. They beat, harassed my wife and then took us away. I was first taken to Ibadan and then to IRT office called Abba in Abuja. I was dehumanized to say the least and made to sign all sort of agreements that I would pay back the 5.5 million under duress. I was released on bail and paid the balance 2.5 million, which I owed Joshua as balance for his total initial deposit of 15 million as received by me. I wrote a petition that was signed and approved by IRT and Lagos Panti office for Hilton Eneru to be arrested. I never knew it was a plan to get more money from me that I never had. Having formed alliance with Hilton Eneru and Joshua Maduka, since then the IPO refused to answer or return my call. I have been traumatized as this whole event had taken a toll on my marriage. My home is broken as my wife has left me. I had to relocate to my village in Edo State to go into farming. Only last week, 10th September 2021, 1 year and 6 months after I paid 450,000 to them, I got information again from a relative who signed shorty for me by name Pastor God's Time Edokpa. That's the same IRT officer whom I paid money to for them to arrest and prosecute the fraudsters who made me lose everything, connive with them, and now wants to get me arrested again by Hilton Enyaru and Joshua Maduka. I do not know what they want from me anymore, as I have decided to get justice and seek redress on the matter all over again, as I do not know what they are capable of doing this time. I have been traumatized and depressed, and now I live in fear every day, and I do not even feel safe going to my small farm in the village. I've lost all I had and ever worked for in the past 14 years. My house, money, marriage, business worth over 200 million, is gone. Just imagine all this. That is why this Abba Kyari will definitely pay for all his crimes and sins. Just imagine him and his boys being so dehumanizing to human beings like them. This is really, really crazy. If you ask me, just imagine a whole DCP doing this to people. Then what do you want the rest of us to say now? Because Nigeria is indeed no longer safe for us if even our own military personnel are the ones who are busy defrauding us in the country. Then how can we be safe? There is no safe place anymore in the whole of Nigeria. All we have to do is to pray to God and be careful as well. That is the only key to to the problem we have at hand. That's the key solution. If you ask me, you can go to the comment section and share your take on this article. Thanks for listening.